Good afternoon, my peoples, and welcome back to the counterattack. I hope you and yours are doing very, very well. This afternoon, Arsenal head down across the Thames to take on Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. And I looked at the lineup today, my people, and I thought to myself, before we even get to the lineup, I knew that Palace away is going to be a tough match. I think they beat Tottenham and they took points off City. They are a very good side under Patrick Vieira. And I knew that today was going to be a tough one. We barely got a point off them at the Emirates. So I'm looking at the lineup, and lo and behold, what do I see? Tavares starts. No Kieran Tierney, and Ramsdale comes back in the side. This is a big worry for us because Cedric, he's done well in his position, so I wasn't too worried about him. But Tavares' last start against Forest in the FA Cup, I believe it did not go very well. He was substituted at halftime, and we just don't have the depth at left back. So I knew it was going to be a tough game, and that's exactly what happened. So the match starts, and we all knew it. Palace start absolutely fantastic. First 10 minutes in, they were pressing us, especially out wide where we have, our main strengths. They were completely overwhelming and shielding any type of ball into Odegaard. They've clearly done their homework on us, and it showed, especially in that first 10 minutes. They were all over us. We looked lethargic. We looked slow. We looked like we were half asleep. We looked like we were still. We were utterly and completely surprised to actually be playing a Premier League match today. And frankly, for me, that is unforgivable. So 16 minutes in, Palace get exactly what their play had demanding. They're up 1-0. What had happened was White, he commits a very, very silly foul, pretty far away from our box, but okay. They're gonna launch it into the box. Zaha launches it into the box, and for some reason, Gabriel completely misjudges it. And a lot of people here are blaming Tavares for this one. But if you actually look at the playback, Gabriel misjudges it, and that's what causes the Palace striker to get in over Tavares, because you can see he's kind of like stooping a little bit lower because the ball is headed downward, but the deflection off Gabriel completely takes it away from him, and Mateta heads it in off of a rebound. 1-0 to Palace. After the first goal, my people, the panic really set in for us. We could tell that we knew we just weren't at the races. None of our passing was coming off. Partey, Xhaka, completely bypassed in the midfield. Completely. A lot of people today are going to blame Tavares, and he did not, again, have the best of games. He's a bit erratic for a left back. But honestly, today, I really can't lay all the blame, or even most of the blame, at his door. Midfield today was absolutely horrendous. Could not string 2 or 3 passes together. Couldn't trap the ball. It was something to see. And their second goal, depressingly, oh my God. Here it comes. Gabriel again. Some of his decision making, very, very suspect. He has some great solid games for us, but I see a little bit of the Mustafi in him, and that is quite worrying. He misjudges another pass. The deflection goes into Andre Ayew's path, and he actually finishes quite well with his left foot past Ramsdale. It's 2-0. 2-0. 24 minutes in, and honestly, I'm banging things. Water is spilling all over the table, and I'm a mess. So the second half begins, and I was really hoping that Arteta really just stuck it to them over halftime, because I can get over losing a game. I can get over being outplayed in a game as well, maybe. Sometimes it happens. But today, oh my God, they just look so off of it. So off of it. Second half, unsurprising substitution. Tavares comes off, Martinelli comes in, and again, I think that's a little bit harsh on Tavares. In my eyes, watching that game, Tavares was not the biggest defender. It was Xhaka, it was Partey, who couldn't dictate the tempo. He couldn't even trap the ball, could not pass the ball. Lacazette, When the rest of the team isn't playing well, it's very easy to see our deficiencies up at center forward. He didn't have a good game. White and Gabrielle were a little bit uncharacteristically just helter skelter. And that is not going to help Tavares. That's not going to help Ramsdale. That's not going to help. It's not going to help the rest of the team. But Tavares comes off. Martinelli comes on. You can see what Arteta's just trying to do with the substitution. We struggled so much in that first half to create any chances, mainly because we just could not keep the ball. He comes on hoping that it changes things. So the second half begins. Martinelli's on, and I'm thinking, okay, Martinelli, very positive, very direct player. We're going to make them uncomfortable. And to be honest, all the substitutions kind of worked because in the second half, Palace were much, much less aggressive. They fell all the way back, starting in about like the 46th minute. Quite unbelievable change of tactics. And we were getting all of the possession, all of the play. It took us about 20 minutes to really sort of impose ourselves in a meaningful way in that second half. But eventually we did. And there were some really good chances for us to score in this game when it was still 2-0. Emile Smith-Rowe, he had an excellent chance. I believe it was a good block by a defender. Odegaard completely hits a cutback, and it goes wide. And then Eddie Nketiah, when eventually he came on, and he actually played relatively well. I think better than Lacazette. Lacazette looked exhausted today. But Eddie Nketiah hits the cross of the crossbar and the right post. It goes out. No luck today. No luck today whatsoever. And 74th minute, what do Palace do? One of their relatively rare second half attacks. They get down into the box and Martin Odegaard, another penalty he gives away. He sweeps his foot, and I have no complaints with that one. Fouls Zaha in the box. Zaha converts 3-0. Just not good enough. Obviously, right now, if you go on Arsenal football Twitter, everyone is losing their minds. There's just a hurricane of negativity going to come through, and 3-0 loss to Palace. I understand why. It was bad. Really and truly a bad day at the office. Personally, for me, I'm quite upset at this loss. Not because of what we're playing for, and now we're sucked even more down into the mud. And that's what this fight for the last Champions League spot, the fourth place finish in the league, is going to be. It is going to be a fight in the mud for a knife. And us, Tottenham, West Ham, and Manchester United are all down in the depths, fighting for this one. But my big issue today, it was just, they were not switched on for this match. Even in the second half when they were playing better, there was a passage of play where the ball was in our box, a highly dangerous situation for any team. What did Gabrielle, what did White, what did Cedric, and I believe one of the midfielders do? All of them turned away from the ball and just left it. An unbelievable mental lapse that just should not and cannot be happening if we have any hope of qualifying for the Champions League, or to be honest, even finishing 5th. Not a great day at the office. Thank you for sticking with me, my people. Not a great day today, but please slap that like button and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.